think a big part of what makes Parent Hope different is this invitation and creation of a space that is somewhere outside of fix-it mode. It's something else. and before Parent Hope, it was hard for me to even see just how much I was operating in fix-it mode in a child psychiatry setting. And this is offering something different, but outside of fix-it mode, which is where I think we all are often operating just naturally. It really has offered a different process clinically, and I found that when I can strive for that and live those principles out more, the sessions get more and more playful as they go on. There just is space for more humor and I think less urgency in the room in general allows for that and helps that. And it's not uncommon for parents later on in the sessions to make playful jokes or comments about how they see the questions they asked me in the first day. Oh, that was them really wanting that quick fix, and they can kind of see it and look back on it in a compassionate and playful light. And if I can give enough space for the process to unfold, I found and I observed that there's just a more natural flow to how people come to realizations on their own. The ideas just flow into one another, and the zooming in to zoom out has been something I've just been pretty amazed by. I initially was quite hesitant about this idea that Parent Hope would go toward the details and toward specific behavior examples and symptom examples, because I thought I'd kind of been there, been in that, and it wasn't going so well for me as a clinician. I was finding myself getting caught in the weeds of the symptoms and the behaviors and what to do about it, and for parents to be kind of waiting for me to analyze the behavior, the situation, and tell them what to do differently, or where's the secret answer in it. And of course that still comes up sometimes, but this process is not about any of that. And so it just is a different way of looking at this content and these details that I don't get so stuck in the weeds by, because when you look at the details not through the fix-it lens, but through this co-research lens that Parent Hope invites people into, it's this data that we can, it's based in their real life that we can look at together and just see what we see and make connections to what we make connections to. And as we do that, what I've observed is that if I can really stick to the process and live out the principles, to the best of my current ability, looking at the zoomed in details actually has promoted people to zoom out to big picture ideas of just their innate instincts about how they want to be as parents, how they want to be in relationship, what their goals are for, how things could go better when stuff gets stressful and when moments get reactive. They know that about themselves, and this kind of helps bring it to the surface. And then we have data to look at together and track. And so it really is living out that client as expert and their daily life being what we're looking at together. Not taking my word for it, but taking their own word for it about what's not helping so much and what might be more useful. And the last thing I wanted to mention was just how much Parent Hope has transformed my caseload and my clinical capacity. Before, it used to be a more stressful aspect to start with new families and wrap up and end with families, if we did that at all. In the past, when there was more symptom behavior focus, that was the outcome we're looking at. Well, what reason is there to transition and wrap up if those, are still a problem? Whereas here, parents are voluntarily opting to transition at the end of the workbook curriculum because they have this set of ideas, this framework that they feel confident in returning to and continuing to work with. and just my piece of it is less important. And it's just, I facilitate a process and invite them to look at some ideas, but I'm not as important to that process. And so there, a lot more people are wrapping up. And so that's really opened up this opportunity in my own clinical work to reach many more families, to meet with many more families. And I've probably, if not, probably at least doubled the number of families I'm able to reach in a 6-month or year period, which feels important to me, just working in the setting that I do, in the current landscape of high stress and a lot of families struggling with their children's challenges and symptoms. So it's not always an easy way to operate, but I just wholeheartedly feel it's been better for me and better for families' growth and progress. And so I think it's a more sustainable way for me to exist in the youth mental health realm. Those are my thoughts.